Okay, a few people in here. There we go. A few people in, and we'll get this live stream going. So I'll just wait here, and we just change a few little settings here. So AJ Pulev, amongst other things, Kell Brook back this weekend. Plenty to talk about. Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce getting announced. Lots of boxing, a lot of good stuff. Came back from my trip to London over the weekend, as I'm sure some of you would have seen. I was on Boxing Talk with Ade. Shout out to him. Had a hell of a time over there. It's a great city. Love talking about the boxing with him. So yeah, plenty to talk about. And I'll just let some of these questions come in. So feel free. You can ask me anything. Anything within reason. That's what I gotta say. Anything within reason. So let's see. Just bear with me there, and I fiddle around with some of these settings. Okay. Daniel Dubois versus Joe Joyce. Who wins? Give me a sec, and I'll answer that. Okay. Just give me 2 secs. I know when I done this last time, there's things I didn't mute. I didn't mute a couple of the mics, and oh my god, it was a fucking nightmare. Because I was like, everything was repeating itself. So I'll answer that now in 2 sec. 2 sec. Pulev is just wanting. Pulev is just wanting. Pulev. I thought you said Pulev is waiting. Pulev is wanting as much as he can. He's entitled to 35%. If he goes to purse, he's guaranteed massive money. Yeah, I don't know if you remember when they were talking about this fight originally. They were saying Istanbul. Is there something? Does he have some back? Does he want this to go to purse bids? Because I think I heard from Eddie Hearn yesterday that this fight was a done deal. In fact, I think I might actually be able to get the quote here for you. I'll just go on and get it off Twitter. I think I seen Eddie Hearn say that this fight was more or less a done deal and it was going to White Hart Lane. I don't know if it's still called White Hart Lane, but I know that's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And then Kubrat Pulev, I seen a quote from him today. And where is it? And I will get it for you and I'll read it. And he's kind of hinting that, yeah, the fight's like he's next in line basically, but there's a few little things that he's trying to get kind of done basically. So this is what it says here. It says, Pulev to Anthony Joshua. I see you were very worried to fight away from home, and you are absolutely right to. Rest assured, I'm ready to come to London and bust you up in front of your fans. Tell Mr. Hearn not to get ahead of himself. We don't have a deal yet. That's what Kubrat Pulev had to say with regards to this fight. So I don't really know what to make of that. It's almost like he's making it out as though, he's waiting for Eddie Hearn to pull the trigger and maybe do it on neutral ground. Because let's not face facts, right? When this fight was originally announced, Pulev was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua in the Principality Stadium. That's where it originally was. But obviously, whatever reason he pulled out of that fight, we ended up getting Carlos Takam, and the rest is history. So I don't know. I don't know whether he has backers or something like that over in Turkey or Bulgaria, and maybe that's what he wants. He's looking for something like that. I don't know. But it's weird. Like, why is he holding out so long? Because they're talking about doing this fight in June. If he goes to purse bids, well, depends how much Eddie Hearn's willing to put up. Like, I'm sure he's not going to try and take a loss on a show, even though AJ is such a massive cash cow that it'd be hard to take a loss on him. It's in White Hart Lane. Yeah, that's what I thought. Shout out to Mark. I thought it was in White Hart Lane. That's what I was thinking. And I'm surprised. Like, that's it. I think I made a video, but I haven't uploaded it yet. Because I was kind of holding out on uploading it after hearing what Pulev said today. And I was like, in that video, I was saying, well, if you're talking about White Hart Lane, AJ in the UK, he's eventually going to go back to the O2, I think, because he's slowly but surely bringing the stadium capacities down. So White Hart Lane, I think, is that like 50,000 seater or something like that, give or take? UK, yeah, being White Hart Lane. Shout out to Mark, by the way. Shout out to Mark. You streamed last night at probably the worst possible time for me because I was going in and out at a 62. It sounded fun, your stream last night, but I was going in and out of it because I was recording my own stuff at the same time. So I was listening to yours, and I was having to stop and go. It was just a nightmare. I loved the drunk guy you had on. I don't know what that guy, he was saying Pulev was going to knock AJ out. I don't know what he was on, but he was fun to listen to. That was fucking funny. That was fucking funny. UK venues don't pay. Johnny, that was the guy's name. UK venues don't pay site fees. Yeah. I don't know why he was on, but that was fucking, God, it was comical. I was reading that UK venues don't pay site fees. Even a full Wembley makes 10 million. You need to pay Wembley at the cost of Pulev. Might be saying he wants a free site. Yeah, I never understood the whole stadium concept. Like, it's different if you're in somewhere like Tottenham Stadium, or like I went to see Frampton and Windsor Park. These aren't, well, Windsor Park certainly. Windsor Park is not a big stadium, so if you're paying for seats there, even if they're not amazing seats, you're still going to get a decent look in. It's not going to be that bad. But if you're paying, I don't know what exactly the prices are, but let's say a seat up really, really high is 50 quid. You're going to need binoculars to see what's going on. Like, literally, you may as well have just watched it, in a bar or something. You would have got a better atmosphere in a bar rather than going all the way to Wembley Stadium to sit up in the rafters and, watch it with binoculars, which is basically what you're doing. Like, I wouldn't be paying 50 quid to do that. I definitely go to London for the experience, but I wouldn't go to pay 50 quid to sit in the rafter and, barely be able to see what's going on. So, crazy. In regards to AJ versus Pulev, I have to 100% agree with what you said last night, Mark, about AJ going straight through Pulev. He's not going to box with Pulev. I think he'd be very silly to box with Pulev. I think Pulev would want the box with him. But Pulev, to me, is the sort of guy where he's slow. He's seen better days. He's not the biggest puncher in the world. Although I want to say you don't need to be the biggest puncher to hurt AJ. But I just can't see Pulev having at it in the bottom AJ. And I think Pulev is going to be, if someone rings me, which I ain't going to take that call, I think Pulev is the sort of guy where he just wants to have a boxing match. That's all he's going to want to do. He's just going to want to have a boxing match with AJ. He's not going to hurt him. He has no defense. I will never forget him in that Klitschko fight. I was like, this motherfucker, this guy, he just blocks punches with his chin. Like, he had no defense against Klitschko at all. And I think AJ, what will happen is this fight will go rounds. Oh, it'll go rounds. What I think will happen is AJ will maybe try and have a look at Pulev, just see and stuff like that. And once he kind of feels there's no perceived threat, he'll just go balls to the wall on Pulev. I think this is a rebuilding fight. Get past his jab and it's easy. Exactly. My mate picks the fucking best time to ring me as well, like just as I'm live streaming. So, wait there a sec. There we go. Send him on a can't talk message. Yeah, picks the worst possible times to ring me when I'm live streaming. Seriously. I want to get back to somebody's question. Can't understand AJ waiting 6 months to fight. Should he fight in April? See, here's the thing, okay, Emma Oliver. When you're a top level fighter like AJ and you're making serious chunks of cash, most of these guys only fight twice a year anyway. So, and that's another thing I can't understand about drug cheat and stuff like that. If you're talking about a drug cheat and you give him a 6-month ban and he's a top level fighter, you're not punishing him at all. You're just giving him like the time off he'd normally have between a fight. So AJ makes that much money. It's just not worth him to fight twice or more than twice a year. Do you know, sort of way? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm sure from a financial point of view, if he wanted more money, he could do it. But he just doesn't need to. That's why the way it is with a lot of fighters. They just don't need to. So Pulev won't be able to keep AJ off the jab. AJ pick him off. Yep, exactly. And AJ's a better inside fighter. I'll never forget when I watched Hughie Fury versus Kubrat Pulev, and the commentary team on Channel 5 said that Pulev should bring this fight to the inside because Pulev is a fantastic inside fighter. I was looking at that and I was like, what did you just say? Pulev, the inside fighter. Pulev is jab heavy, to say the least. He's an outside fighter. I was like, what the fuck? And when I see commentators like that who don't know nothing about boxing, I'm just thinking, hang on a sec. I can do that job, Let me in. I can do that job much better. I know what I'm talking about. Pulev inside game is as good as our Spanish. Yeah. Yeah. And when you've commentated, and these commentators, I'm sure they do their research. So, like, when you're coming out with comments like that, I'm sure you would have done a bit of research anyway before you went on there. And you're saying that Pulev's inside game is good. I mean, like, Pulev's inside game, literally, it's as good as our Spanish. I don't speak a word of Spanish. G-Man, I think Fury's game plan talking to stand toe to toe, putting weight on out there. I think Fury is going to point Wilder the opposite. What do I think? Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. Yeah, no. I'm convinced that this whole adding extra weight on, this whole, saying I'm going to stand toe to toe with Deontay Wilder. I don't. The only part of me that maybe kind of thinks what. See, I think Fury, he's trying to maybe get Wilder looking in a different direction. The only way I could see Fury doing that is if he's worried about not getting a decision. That's the only thing I could think about. So if Fury's thinking, okay, I've outboxed this guy before, but I didn't get a decision. And to be fair, he was dropped twice in that fight. So, it closens it up. Maybe he's just thinking, right, if I go and stand toe to toe with him, what's the worst that can happen? Well, what's the worst that can happen is you can get knocked out. And Wilder is not smart. We know that. He's not a bright guy. But surely people in his team have to look at that and think, okay, maybe he is trying to, psych us out a bit. Because that picture I seen of him where he's saying he's weighing 270, sure as hell didn't look 270 to me. Did not look 270 to me. The UK commentators ruin fights. Not necessarily. Some of them are bad and some of them are good. Look at Barry Jones. I like Barry Jones on commentary. I think he's very good. Glenn McCrory was good. Some of them are good. Some of them just haven't a brace. They really don't. Like John Rawlins. John Rawlins better at darts, commentating on darts, than he is commentating on boxing. That's for damn sure. So I think you're spot on, Mark. I think you're spot on. 256. I reckon he'd be in around that. The mid to high 250s. That's exactly what I think he's going to be. I think that's a great weight for him. I think that's what he's going to come in at. I think if he starts putting on all this extra weight and he starts trying to move, he'll get tired quicker. He'll be slower. And again, if you stand toe to toe with Deontay Wilder, you are getting knocked out pretty quick. So in my response to that, I think that is basically what I think. It's misdirection from Fury. I think it's misdirection from Fury. So I'm going to go. I want to go back on some of these other comments. So I don't want to be missing people's comments. You take the time to write me, so I'm going to answer them. So I think it's getting time. So he's fighting. Well, like December to June, that's decent enough amount of time from one fight to the other. That's what I think. I would have been surprised if they had it in like March or April or anything like that. Definitely not. Pulev will be KO'd inside 6. I think he'll get KO'd all right, but I actually think it's going to be probably between 8 and 10. I think AJ is going to take a good hard look at Kubrat Pulev before stepping on the gas. I really do. I think he's going to want to see what's in front of him. I think he might take a few rounds to get loose, get warmed up. But I think after a while, he will start to see that he has an old guy in front of him who has nothing on his punches apart from a good heavy jab. And I think AJ will get comfier. And we'll see AJ step on the gas. We'll see a bit of the old AJ with the mean intention. So we'll see a bit of AJ after the mean intention. Read a few comments here. So what else do we have? Okay, different topic here, G-Man. Shout out, Pete. Who do you reckon Dubois or Joyce will get in for sparring? Fraser Clark. Would AJ agree to spar Joyce in preparation? Would be good for both. Prep for Pulev and Dubois, respectively. Interesting one. AJ will be good for Joyce, definitely. Definitely think AJ be a good sparring partner for Joe Joyce. Who would I get in for Daniel Dubois? See, I do like actually talk about sparring partners, believe it or not, for some of these fights. Who would I get in for Daniel Dubois? I'd have to think about that because there's not many guys, not many big guys like Joe Joyce. I might even maybe get Marius Vac in. I know Marius Vac is, to say he's not even a poor man's Joe Joyce or anything like that, but he's slow. He's a big target. He's got a good chin. He's not the puncher Joe Joyce is, but maybe get a Marius Vac in because he'll take the abuse. Maybe Robert Hellenius too, although he's a bit fragile. And to be fair, no, actually not Robert Hellenius. He's got a fight coming up, so I doubt that. But he has his own sparring partners. What else do we have here? You could smell some massive controversial events happening in this rematch. Well, see, here's the thing, right? They want a third fight. They want a trilogy. Now, will they do something controversial in a sense of they'll do another draw? I doubt that. All right, I doubt that they're not going to go down the draw route. But would they want a controversial decision either way to be able to say, no, here's the trilogy? Possibly, because think of it, trilogies pay. If this is a controversial fight, if it's a close fight, and one guy gets it and they shouldn't, or maybe the right guy, maybe not even, maybe the right guy gets it, okay, but it's close enough that both guys can dispute it. And you know the way people are, you know the way boxing fans are. Whenever there's a fight that's close, a lot of times people will shout robbery, and you can imagine. Oh boy, I just had a thought there, and it actually sends shivers down my spine. If this is a close fight and Tyson Fury gets it, even if he deserves to get it, can you imagine these Wilder fanboys, what they'll be like if Fury wins a close decision against Wilder? That sends a shiver down my spine. Just thinking about what they'll be saying. Oh boy, I don't want to see that. And I like Deontay Wilder. It's not a knock against him, but just his fans are just unreal. Fuck me. Those Wilder fans. Oh boy. I like Deontay Wilder as a fighter, but God almighty, his fans are unreal. Pulev is a one-dimensional fighter, but crafty fighter, and the heavyweight division, you never know. Yeah, Pulev, he is crafty. Pulev is the sort of guy where don't have a chess match with him. He loves all that stuff. He'll gladly come and have a chess match with you. Oh, that guy will just go. He'll have a chess match with you. If you're going in there thinking, yeah, I'm going to have a chess match with, Kubrat Pulev, this, that, and the other, we're going to try and get into a boxing match. That's exactly what he wants. That's exactly what Hughie Fury wanted, or Hughie Fury did, and he paid for it because he cut Hughie Fury early in that fight. That cut made no difference. I know Hughie Fury will say, oh, the cut made a difference. No, it didn't. The cut made absolutely no difference. That fight was going that way regardless. So, yeah, Pulev, he is crafty, but I still think that, I think AJ is going to win that fight. No problems asked. Fury stops Wilder 8-12. Ooh. I wonder actually what the odds are on Fury to stop Deontay Wilder, because I know Fury is the slight betting favorite. And when I say slight betting favorite, he really is the slight betting favorite. But I wonder actually, I'm going to go on the Bet365 right here and just to see what the odds you get if you put £5 down on, put £5 down on Tyson Fury to stop Deontay Wilder. Wonder what kind of odds you get on it. So just give me a sec there. I'm just going to go on the Bet365. We're going to look for, where are we? Where the hell is Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder? Okay, to win a fight. Let's go. There we go. Fury and Deontay Wilder. So we're going by KO, Tyson Fury. We'll put £5 down. So £5 on Tyson Fury to win by KO. Not necessarily the round, just by KO. You get $27.50. It's not bad going. No, it's not bad going at all, actually. It might even be worth putting it down, to be honest with you. That's not bad going if you're putting the fiver down. So let's just say you were feeling a bit adventurous and you put, and I don't bet much. £20 puts you €110 up. It's pretty good going, to be fair. It's pretty decent going. Like, I'm not much of a gambler, I've won a couple of things. In fact, actually, the most I ever won, and I'll tell you this story before I go off, just going off topic a bit. Most I ever won was I won like £1,800 back. Just how long ago it was? Be 5 years. Come what, like the summer, or come what, like October, because Villa were playing Spurs. I think Southampton were playing Bournemouth at the time. Bournemouth, I think it was only their first or second season in the Premier League, and they were playing absolutely shite. And I had like a 12-team accumulator for €2, put €2 down. It was Klopp versus Chelsea. It was their first ever. It was his first big kind of game, Jurgen Klopp, when he played Chelsea, and I think they were 2-1 to lose that game, and I hadn't got a penny to my name. I think I spent my last like kind of £20 in the pub the night before, and I left that weekend nearly £2,000 richer. That's a Cinderella story, sort of. Cinderella story. I was like 21. I was in college. I'd not got too high. I got pot to piss in back then. Russell Jr. on stoppage. Oh, yeah, that King Tug guy. I am looking forward to that. That King Tug guy, yeah. Against Russell Jr. Gary Russell Jr. I mean, that is the definition of an inactive fighter. That is the definition of an inactive fighter. Fought once a year for the last, what, 5 years? Like this, even though like he fought once last year and this is his first fight this year, this is like the shortest break he's had in like 5 years. Seriously, Gary Russell, and I like Gary Russell Jr. as a fighter, but he's just so inactive. And I know people can say, oh, it's his hands, but seriously, like, I mean, it's mad how inactive he is. But this King Tug guy, he looks good. Now, I'm liking this guy. I think Gary Russell Jr., even though he's only 31 years old, all that inactivity, to me, I think it's going to come back to bite him. And like, let's face facts. The best win he's had since 2014 has been Jojo Diaz. You know, Jojo Diaz is okay. He beat Tevin Farmer, but like, nothing to write home about. Like, he lost to Vasyl Lomachenko, fought Johnny Gonzalez, Pat O'Hyland. Pat O'Hyland, shout out to him. Oscar, I know these guys he's fighting, but these are all once a year. These are all once a year. And he coming off a win over Kiko Martinez. Kiko Martinez, of all people. Yeah, Tug's also been inactive, but he's a hell of a lot more fresh. I suppose Russell Jr. is fresh, but I'm rating this Tug guy, this King Tug guy. And the only reason I'm calling him King Tug is because I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to dare and pronounce this guy's name. Just not even going to try. So I'm going to call him King Tug. King Tug, I'm liking the look of him. You hear the rumor that Top Rank is for sale? No. I didn't hear that rumor. Now, I'm assuming it's just a rumor because I'd be shocked if Bob Arum sells Top Rank. Because Bob Arum, a man in his mid to late 80s, and he is still, my man's still active. You know, my man's still active. My man still puts on good shows. And he does. You know, Top Rank a couple of years ago, before the ESPN deal came about, they weren't putting on, at least in my opinion, I was just reading a comment there, at least in my opinion, they weren't as good as they are now. You think he's chinny? Yeah. Yeah, I've seen King Tug, and do I think he's chinny? I know he's been down, but I don't know. Is Russell Jr. that big a puncher, though? I know he's fast, but is he really that heavy-handed? Is he really that heavy-handed? You know, he's chinny. It's like me. I know F.A. Ajagba's chinny as well. Someone like him rocked 7 times. It's interesting, but I do think King Tug is from Mongolia. There are not. It's like when we looked up that guy from Greenland, #1 Greenland fighter. There are not too many Mongolians you see in boxing. Mongolia's in Asia. It is. It's in Asia. Let's go back onto some of these questions. Why were you in London? Business or holiday? Did I have a good time? So, I went to London because I was going to meet up with Ade. We talked about that for a while, and we wanted to do a meet up because we speak on WhatsApp a good bit. You know, talk to each other like on WhatsApp, text on WhatsApp, but we never met face to face. So we wanted to meet up, and I went over to his flat. He's got a lovely flat. It's actually so big for a 1-bedroom flat. It's actually quite spacious. Like, you wouldn't get it over here. You wouldn't get a flat as nice over here than what he has. And met up over there. We done our video, and then I was over there for a day, and I'd never been to London before, so I wanted to see what it was like. And I went into the city, and I just have to say, I want to move over there. Like, I genuinely want to move over to London. I loved it over there. Like, Dublin is a good city, but there's fuck all for me here. Like, there really isn't an awful lot for me in Dublin, you know? When I went to London, it actually felt like home. It felt more like home than Dublin ever did. So I'm going to head back over in May, right about May time. And I suppose in response to that question, it was kind of for business, YouTube business. But yeah, London, amazing city. I had a great time over there. And yeah, like, there's not much for me here in Dublin. Like, I got a job, got family and friends now, but there's not a massive amount to keep me here. So that's the answer to that question. And meeting Ade was just, oh, Jesus, that was just unreal. He's such a cool guy. You know, he just hit it off. Me and him just hit it off. We get on real well. G-Man, how was your love life after London? Same as it was when I left Ireland. You know, I wasn't there long enough. Maybe next time I'm going for 4 days next time. Maybe next time we can do something. My love life over here is non-existent, mate. Richard Michaels, my love life over here is fucking non-existent. You know, literally. Like, I don't even know where to begin. Like, I think I've talked about a few people like on this, but fuck me. Yeah, some Irish girls are not the easiest to work with or to live with or anything with. See, Irish girls, they get gaslighted by people who are just idiots, basically. If you're anyway loud, you don't even have to be good looking. If you're loud over here, oh my God, they just love it. They just lap it up. They just lap it up. So that's what I got to say about that. King Tug's 12 round experience doesn't exist. Yeah, he's 12 rounds his last fight, all right. But that was, Jesus, like, over a year ago. Yeah, like I know he's been active. He is younger. That was his first 12 rounder. Yep. That was his first time going 12 rounds. Prior to that, he'd been 10 rounds. Stopped the guy in 10 rounds. That was in, I thought that was in the UK, but Birmingham, Alabama. But yeah, looking forward to seeing Russell back in the ring. Gary Russell Jr. is a good fighter. You know, he is. He is a good fighter. Our niece was in, I have no idea where that is. I'll have to Google it. Toledo for 2 weeks. She said Dublin is paradise compared. I've lived in Dublin all my life, and it is a good city, but London was London was just special. You know, I have a lot of I think I caused it's my own fault in many ways, but I've got a lot of worries over here about certain things. It's not me. Oh, it's in Spain. I got a lot of worries over here about certain things. I suppose some of it is female issues and all that stuff because, you know, me, the way things are going with me fucking lately with some certain girl, like it's all over the shop. But I don't know. Dublin's my home, but it just doesn't seem like there's much here for me now anymore. I've been here my whole life, and you know, I've left Ireland to go on holidays, you know, plenty of times. But London's the only place I ever went where I actually felt like I could actually stay here. And like all the problems, they're not really problems. I think I make them more problems. But the kind of issues that I have here, when I went over there, they just seemed to fade away. Just were non-existent. The minute I came back on Sunday, I was like, oh, fuck this. So yeah, London is a place where I definitely want to. I might. I'm only thinking about it now, but I'd love to move over there maybe before the end of the year. Who knows? We'll see how YouTube goes, but who knows? Who knows? Joshua's team Wavada test the shit out of Pulev. Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! They'll Vada test the shit out of Pulev. Oh stop! Of course they will. I think, to be honest, even if Pulev was juiced, I still think AJ'd win. No, I'd still think AJ'd win that fight. Hughie Fury needs to retire. That's harsh. I don't. Does he need to retire? I don't think he necessarily needs to retire, but I think Hughie Fury needs to have a look at his team. There's things in his team that need to change. Seriously. All right. And I'm thinking, as good a trainer as Peter Fury is, I think they need to get rid of Peter Fury. I think someone like John Fury, or well, they might not be on the best terms these days, but someone who is going to get a bit of fire out of Hughie Fury, because I know he's back on the 7th in that it's Manchester card. They need to get someone to get the fire out of Hughie Fury, because he is just too happy, especially when he's in there with punchers, to just jab and grab and do absolute fuck all and just try and do enough to win. Like when I look at that Povetkin fight again, he had Povetkin, he could have took Povetkin out of there or stepped on the gas a bit anyway and forced the issue, but he didn't. He was just happy to just, go through the motions, pick up points, blah, blah, blah. And then that was it, No. Do you think the UK is easily impressed with prospects? It seems it takes for a fighter to be invested for them to be counted as a hot prospect. For example, I've never rated Cheeseman or Fowler. Well, I agree in a sense of never rating Cheeseman or Fowler. I'd rate Cheeseman ahead of Fowler, even though Cheeseman's looked, pretty bad now lately. But, I don't know. Certain prospects in the UK are definitely good, but prospects like Josh Kelly, I think Josh Kelly should stay away from David Avanesian personally. Prospects like Fowler, and what annoys me is Fowler lost to Fitzgerald, and I think he'll lose the rematch if it happens. But Sky, for whatever reason, they're invested with that guy. I mean, the guy, I don't know him in my personal life, and I know one of my mates has fought him, but the guy just seems like an unlikable twat. You know, it's the best way I describe. He just seems such an unlikable twat. And why Sky would invest in someone like him? And even if you go on his IFL videos, the dislike squad is out. So people are disliking the shit out of this guy. Why are Sky investing in this guy? Why are Sky trying to push him so much? And he's not even that good. He gets hit for fun. Seriously. I never rated Fowler. Like Cheeseman, yeah, he's a little bit better, but I think Scott Fitzgerald is a very good fighter. You know, very good fighter, you know, definitely. Definitely. Let's catch up with some of these comments here. I don't do these live streams much as I should. I do enjoy doing them. I just, you know, it's just timing is a lot to do with it, but I love doing these live streams. Absolutely love doing. I love getting these questions. Ask me, and I always say you can ask me anything. These live streams are just you can say whatever you want. You know, ask me about any kind of boxing, high level, low level, journeyman level, domestic level. Just shoot, just shoot. Let's see some of these other comments I have here. Let's see here. UK commentary. Yeah, I've already read that. You're bored with the excuse of I'm feeling flat. Yeah, yeah. I think I'd be bored watching him fight, to be honest with you. I'd be bored of watching him fight. He just doesn't do enough. You know? Unfortunately, he just doesn't do enough. And you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, like at the end of the day. Well, they need to get a bit of fire in that kid. I say kid, like he's what, 25 now. Are they and you going to do more videos? I hope so. You know, well, I think we will. You know, I don't know when because it's a bit tricky because he's in Stratford, I'm in Dublin. But no, we'll definitely do more. Like that's what we were saying. You know, I spent about 2 hours with him on Saturday. You know, we recorded for an hour and we spent an hour just, you know, in his flat having a chat. Definitely we're going to do more videos. We said we would. It's just a case of when. Like, you know, he's busy as well. I think he's heading off to South Africa, I think next month. So he's heading down there with C, or it's not saying that, but he's heading down to South Africa to do the work down there. Obviously, he still works for Sky, so he's got Sky to do, and you know it's time. You know, I'm busy with work as well. You know, I've got a lot going on, and you know it's just about time. And at the end of the day, like I don't live off YouTube. I can't just drop everything and you know go. I don't make that much money off YouTube. I make hardly any money off YouTube, and the same with you know other things. Like even I still have money. I actually still have money from super chats that I've never been able to claim because I haven't a breeze how to. I don't even know how to get the money for the super chats. I think I have like something like 15 quid on my studio from like chat money that I've got. I don't even know how to claim. So that just goes to show how kind of like bad I am at YouTube in terms of like how certain things work. But I don't make enough money from YouTube that I can just drop everything and fly over to London yet. Anyway, yet. So, you know, yeah, I'd love to do more videos with Ade, and I think we will. Like, I only spoke with him today about doing some more videos, and, you know, we had a little WhatsApp conversation. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see. All in due course, you know, all in due course. You know, there are other people as well, like, who, you know, deserve to be on there, and I'd love to see him, you know. I know it's never going to happen, but I'd love to see him and Hatman do like a one-on-one or a collaboration, something like that, because although Hatman gets a lot of stick, I still love listening to Hatman. You know, certain things talks about I don't agree with, but no, I do still like listening to Hatman. I have to say, you know, I do, I do. So I think I've kind of talked about everything I wanted to talk about in this live stream. If you want to get any more questions in, just shoot, get them in now because I picked a pretty. I don't want to say I picked a bad time to do a live stream, but I picked a time to do a live stream when my friend was trying to ring me and I want to ring him back because I think he wants to head out this evening. So I'm going to go, unless anyone wants to ask me anything else, feel free to, but unless you don't, I am going to go. I'm going to end this live stream right here because I don't want this to go on too long. Last live stream I did, and I know I'm talking, I'm going overboard here, but last live stream I did, I wanted to keep it about 20 minutes long, and I ended up going an hour, which, truth be told, I was happy to do it. I didn't mind, but you know, I guess I just try and keep it short and sweet. I guess I just try and keep it short and sweet. And as I said, I want to give my mate a ring back. I want to give my mate a ring back. So I'm probably going to end this live stream here. Hope you enjoyed it. You know, I really do appreciate all the people who ask me questions. And, you know, if you enjoyed it, let me know. And wait a sec there. You love the way you get a question just as I'm ending it. Like, you want to keep going. What's to say there? Dublin girls, what are they like, you mean? Grammar's about what are they like? Depends what area of Dublin you're talking about. Like, girls from the north, I wouldn't, you know, which is easier said than done because Dublin's such a massive population compared to the rest of the country. I would always look for a country girl. That's what I go for. But the problem is, if you take a country girl and you bring her to Dublin, right? The first thing they hear, and I'm sorry, people, I'm going to do an accent. I'm going to do a real hard accent. And this is what certain people in Dublin are like. So it's a bad accent coming up here. But you get a country girl who's maybe, you know, never been to Dublin and not really seeing what it's like. You'll hear someone going, all right, what's the story? You understand? Yeah. And they just lap that up. They just think that's the best thing ever. And people are like, you understand? It's hot in here. You want to see me with me short off? Yeah. You understand? Fucking idiots like that. Yeah, that's what they kind of go for. Like, country girls see that and they're like, what the fuck? I want to, this is amazing. Yeah. And a lot of people in Dublin are like that, kind of, you know, shithole parts of Dublin. And that's what kind of country girls from outside of Dublin anyway tend to go for. Not as bad as Limerick girls. Have a good night, G-man. Yeah, you too. Have a good night, mate. Appreciate you joining in. But yeah, basically, long story short, that's what kind of certain Dublin lads are like. Shout out to Mark. He's not like that. He's cool. But certain Dublin lads be like that, real loud, abrasive, obnoxious. Most of my friends, thank God, are not like that. You know, my friends are pretty cool. They just make a habit of doing things and saying things at bad times when people who shouldn't be hearing it hear it. You know, I've said that. I've said some absolute silly things when I've not thought people have been there. You know, goes without saying. See, my friends tend to just do dumb things. That's the best way to describe it. They just tend to do dumb things, but they're good guys. You know, they're good people. They're fun. But yeah, I like country girls. I like kind of girls from outside Dublin. But some of them are like that. When they go to Dublin, they hear that loud kind of accent, and I mean loud as in, you know, abrasive accent. They're just like, wow, you know, this is amazing. And even girls in Dublin, some girls in Dublin are so fucking stupid that I pride myself on being a good judge of character, and I can see someone for what they are. Like, you don't have to look someone in the eye, you can tell what you got. And you see certain people who are just absolute wankers, and you can tell them a mile away that guy's a fucking wanker. And just because they're like, yeah, you know, yeah, you just want to see what I look like, don't you? They're like that. People are like, oh, that guy's amazing. That guy's this, that guy's that. That guy's a fucking prick. And so many people are just taken in by that. Going way off topic here. Jesus, thanks for the question. Appreciate the question. You know, you had me doing accents. Very well. Very good job, man. Very good. But yeah, I'm going to end this live stream here. Please don't ask me any more questions about Dublin girls. I'd appreciate that. But thank you. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. Gonna end this live stream here. Had great fun doing this. Really did have a good time doing it. I'm doing accumulator boxing tomorrow. I haven't done any yet, but I'd see the problem is, like, right, if I'm doing an accumulator boxing, I'm doing it for weeks ahead because the fights tomorrow are all, you can kind of tell. Russell Jr. is the only one where I'm kind of a bit unsure about, but the rest of you can kind of tell. So I'm probably not going to do any accumulators, or if I am, I'm going to do them for like weeks ahead. So response to that last question, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to give my mate a ring back, and we are going to probably do something this evening. I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to go out and do something anyway. So appreciate all your support. Hope you enjoyed it. Before I started this live stream, just to finish it, I recorded 2 videos. You're going to get them tomorrow. Might even upload the Kubrat Pulev video, but you're getting 2 videos tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, mate. Best of luck to me. I don't need luck. I make my own luck. I forget that sometimes. Thanks a mil. Appreciate all your support. Peace, people. Safe Friday as well. If anyone going out, have a safe Friday. I'll see you tomorrow.